So, like, if Donkey Kong were to air dodge towards the stage, he's gonna have to snap to the ledge. Or, like, he's gonna have to grab the ledge kind of a few seconds later, so I can just use the time in between when the invincibility frames of the air dodge runs out and the grabbing animation begins of the ledge grab. I can use that time to hit him. And so that just gives me a few seconds. But yeah, honestly, there's not enough of a difference for me to recommend playing Samus or Dark Samus over one another, but like with Roy and Chrom, there's enough of a difference for me to suggest one of them over the other, which I'll go over whenever I do the guide on both of them. Like, one has their advantages and the other one has their advantages, obviously. But with Samus and Dark Samus, there's like slight advantages to using Dark Samus, like lower to the ground projectiles. But that just means that Samus can hit a lot more airborne characters. But as you can see, Toon Link shielded both the missile and the charge shot, and it didn't break Toon Link's shield because of the projectile nerf. So that's kind of a problem that I have with Samus and Dark Samus now, is the fact that they can't really break shields and pressure shields as much as they used to be up to. Like, Toon Link could have taken two charge shots and been okay, I believe. Or it probably would have broken his shield on the second charge shot, but you know what I mean. Like, it takes a while to charge a charge shot, so in between that time, his shield would have regenerated enough to where he could take another one. Which is not that great, because their main gimmick, Samus and Dark Samus, or at least I think their main gimmick before 3.0, was shield breaking, and being able to punish defensive options as a zoner, rather than punish aggressive options as a zoner. Because that's what they're kind of known for. Most zoners, they can play aggressively and punish aggressive options, but Samus and Dark Samus, they play defensively and punish defensive options like air dodges, because their projectiles are a little bit faster and a little bit harder hitting against shields than actual damage. Like, not that charge shot really doesn't do that much damage, but it's not as useful in certain scenarios as, like, Simon and Richter's slide special, for example. They both had the same idea, although mine would have worked a little bit better. Okay, so he crossed that up. Yeah, he keeps jumping, so next time I'm gonna plan for the jump. Or forward smash. That will work. But yeah, Toon Link was playing pretty aggressively, so it was a pretty easy match, as Toon Link doesn't have that much range with the sword. If Toon Link was camping and zoning, then it would have been much harder for me. Yeah, just a few more games. I'll probably get this stream to like 30 minutes, and then I don't know what we'll do.
3, 2, 1, go!
Because if I play Ultimate, I have to play as Samus and Dark Samus according to the challenge. Like, I can't work on Lucina. I can't just, like, play Yoshi, which is going to be tomorrow's character. I just have to play these two. So. I meant to do forward air, not up air. But I was able to use the charge shot there to extend the hitbox of Piranha Plant's down special to make it where I can still shield after launching the charge shot. That was a really good space, like, recovery there from Plant. And then that was a really bad space down there for me. But that would have been in a good spot to hit the sweet spot, so. Yeah, plant's heavy. And I'm pretty sure the blast zone's a little bit higher on the stage as it's basically just Battlefield. And Battlefield has higher blast zones to account for the platforms being there, compared to a stage like Final Destination 2 with time. But now Plant's dead. Yep, there we go. Plant also has an up throw kill throw, and up smash kills really early. And can be performed out of shield. Although Samus's up smash out of shield's not that great unless you're playing against like Ganondorf or Bowser. Dark Samus's is a little bit lower, so that's where I would recommend Dark Samus. So certain matchups you should use Samus, and certain matchups you should use Dark Samus. But obviously I'm fighting against random, so I don't know who I'm going to be playing. But honestly, I would say Samus has a lot more going for her. I mean, Dark Samus has a lot more going for it, I guess, because Dark Samus is an alien compared to Samus. And now Plant's starting to zone. Well, Plant doesn't do that well zoning. Plant really just doesn't do that well. That's kind of how I feel about Samus and Dark Samus as well, sadly. Is they're not bad characters, they're just not good enough to be high tier or top tier. So they've just got too much that's bad about them to be good. Although they have a lot of stuff that's really good and unique. So they're good counter picks, I guess. If like you know how to play them and you want to play them against a character like Cloud, then do it if you think that you're going to do good in that match. But if you don't think you're going to do good in that match, just stick to your main. Ooh, that was nice. Let's go. Nope. I was going to say let's go back to stage. Ah, down smash is going to kill really. Don't dash dance, Plant. You're going to regret doing that in like half a second. Why is Plant recovering so low every time? That's not good if I hit the down air, but it's really good for avoiding it as it has no range. I'm used to Lucina's down air, if you can't tell by my spacing. Oh, if he back airs me, then it's really not that great, because Plant's back air is insane sometimes. It's the best aerial for Plant, at least, by far. It can kill, like, in center stage with, like, 140 against Samus. Or not 140, but, like, 120. Maybe. It has a bit of startup, but it's faster than most of Plant's aerials. Except for, like, Nair. But Nair's not that great. Oh, I thought Plant lived. I was gonna say. Charger would be again, then Plant. But yeah, my screen looks fine now, if you're wondering, compared to the last stream. There was like a bunch of, I want to say dead pixels, but now that they're back, I know that they're not dead pixels, but that's kind of the only way that I can think about saying it. And it was only on certain things, it wasn't like the entire screen. Like, it was like my hand's shadow had a bunch of like dead like you could see the pixels on the hand's shadow, but not the actual hand itself, but just the shadow. And then for Samus, there was like, you could see weird stuff on Samus's visor there. But yeah, I'm actually gonna play a game this Dark Samus. As I've been playing as Samus all day. Might as well mix it up.
3, 2, 1, go!
Apparently, Samus's forward smash, there is an advantage in using Samus, and it's the fact that forward smash has more range. But yeah, we're playing against Snake, so he does really good in up-close scenarios. A lot better than Samus does, and he also does really good far away, but he's much worse than Samus at a distance, I would say. Unless you account for Nikita. But like, if he's just spamming grenades or whatever, then that's not that hard of a thing for Samus to deal with. whenever he starts approaching, that's a whole different scenario. And I know he's got the C4 down there waiting to use it. He's gonna have to drop another one pretty soon. Yeah, read that up tilt pretty easily. But as you can see, I used dash check to kill there. Snake's actually relatively heavy. He's not as heavy as Dark Samus or Samus, but compared to some characters, he's heavy. Oh, and his down air starts on like frame 3, by the way. That's insane. It should be nerfed in startup to like frame 6 or something. But it actually becomes active on frame 3, so it's really broken. And it's basically like Peach's down air and Daisy. They're down air, but faster. Or I don't know if it's faster, but I don't know when Peach and Daisy start up, but Snake's is like like the fastest move in the game, I think, is like Pokemon Switch at 1 frame, and then, or like whenever the invincibility becomes active, it's 1 frame into the move, so it's basically like using a spot dodge or whatever, but 1 frame. And my A button didn't work there, so that's strange. Tried to dash check, and didn't do anything, I just ran through the state. Okay, A button, you're gonna have to do stuff. Here, let me go to somewhere where I can just spam the A button for a few seconds. Okay, just to kind of shake it up and tell it that it's actually a button. Sometimes that's what you have to do. Like if my controllers are like, if the sticks are drifting on my controller, I guess, I will usually just shake them up for a bit. To shake around. If there's like dust inside, I'll just shake it to a place where it works out for me. I was able to kill off the top there. But yeah, Whistle from Olimar, it gets invincibility, or I think it's like intangibility, not invincibility, so it's a little different, on frame 2, I believe. So if you use the Whistle and then you get hit by a move, then you basically just take the hit without any knockback or damage, I believe. Well, you might take damage, but you just don't take any knockback, so maybe it's like really good super armor. Because I'm pretty sure like even a forward smash doesn't knock it back. From like Bowser, for example. That just detonated on its own, like that wasn't remote. Because he didn't stay there. Oh, I missed that. Okay, you didn't get into a position where you could up tilt me. That was a weird angle. Yeah, he's gonna up tilt me there, because I aired up really early. So I knew he was gonna up tilt. It looks like Dark Samus's jab does true combo into itself as well. So, like the first hit combos into the second hit, I mean. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, I'm still kind of learning stuff about them as I'm playing here. And I did the guide, still learning stuff about them. Because I didn't get to play them as much as I did Link, for example, by far. Like, Link was the character that I played the most out of any of these character or day challenge things. So I kind of just like the neutral Dark Samus skin the most. This one's not bad, the purple one's not bad, and the white and red one's not bad either. But I don't really like the other ones. Got Puff on Castle Siege here. This isn't a really good matchup for Puff. It's really good for Samus, but this stage is really good for Puff compared to Samus, at least. Bigger stages give Samus more room to run around and zone, but this is a very small stage. But it's still balanced enough to be illegal. Or at least I think it is. And it's got a slope, so I really like that. Allows you to do cool stuff with certain projectiles. Like bombs, you can throw them and get an angle over here if you throw them at the ground. Oh, that one missed. I probably should add the song to the Ultimate playlist, so I like it. What is it, like Lost in Old Thoughts Alone? Or something in Japanese. Or it's like the Japanese version, not the words are in Japanese. It just sounds nice and peaceful. Good for playing Minecraft in the background compared to like Mute City. Or the final battle from Super Mario Brothers. I mean, not Super Mario Brothers, but Super Mario Galaxy 2. That song would be a good song for, like, fighting the Ender Dragon. Or something. For my Minecraft playlist. I have a few songs that I have on there for... I mean, on the Ultimate playlist that are literally just for certain events. Because that's like the playlist that I listen to, like, in a car or something, is I'll just turn on that playlist and listen to it. If I don't feel like playing Ultimate at the time. Or if I don't have access to my Pro controller. I mean, GameCube controller, not Pro. I can barely play with a Pro controller now because I'm so used to playing GameCube, but I can still do fine with it. Because Pro controller was the type that I was used to. I had to get used to the GameCube controller, but now that I'm used to the GameCube controller, I'm not used to the Pro. Oh, that was a 3-stock. I wasn't even paying attention. But yeah, as you could tell, I was just able to outrange Puff for the entirety of that match.
Stop battle. Samus.
What time is it? I have to leave at like 6:45 or something. It's my grandfather's birthday today, so... having a celebration of that.
Dodge Samus.
Block that. You'll block my projectile. Nice. See, a stage like this or Final Destination is really good for Samus and Dark Samus. I'll just call them the Samuses for now. Like I call Simon and Richter the Belmonts. Grandfather and grandson there. Although, Samus and Dark Samus aren't really related at all, because I believe Samus is a Metroid. I don't really know the lore. I've only played the first Metroid for the NES, like that's the only one that I played. I've never played Prime or anything like that. If there was a Prime trilogy, I would probably get it. Unless they didn't update how some of the controls work, because apparently the controls weren't that great. Like you had to use motion control to aim. Although the GameCube controller is really not that bad for like first-person shooters. I find it's much better in fighting games, because that's kind of why people use it in Ultimate, is because it's really good for fighting games. But it's not a bad controller for pretty much any game, really. It's got little notches on the control stick, like where you move them around. So not where your thumb touches, but underneath that, the part that moves around and actually controls like where you're going. There's like notches on the circle part that makes it where it doesn't just fall onto the controller. And that's really good for aiming. Like smash attacks and stuff, making sure that you don't just do you don't waste your up B when you're ever trying to forward special. And I wasn't trying to run for a long time there, I was trying to dash that. Well, okay, we're not dead. Somehow. That was a really nice dodge. Dark Samus moves really cool to me. It's like very fluid. Compared to Samus being more robot-like and stiff, because it's just Samus wearing power armor. With this, it's actually like a alien or something. That's why you gotta fully charge that. That's a really cool victory screen. You just clench your hand into a fist. I mean, I guess that's better than Joker just running. Dark Samus has one of the victory screens where she like duplicates herself and then turns into like the single suit or whatever. I do like that one. And I really like Dark Samus's like glowing lights. I like glowing lights on skins. Like gun skins in Call of Duty, for example, or something, I would always pick the ones that glow. Because they look cool to me. Even if it means that you get spotted in like a dark room if you're camping. But I just like them more. That was a giant hitbox on down smash there. I'm not making it back. If I would have been able to, like, maybe I could have zared, but to get back. As you can see, playing against its owner, being Robin, the tactician magician. I thought I could get a 2-frame there. That would have been a clean 2-frame as well. Actually flip-thrown off me. But it was while I was jumping, so it didn't like cancel anything and make it where I fall down. But I could have edge guarded her, had she not done that. I almost just jumped into Arc Fire. Arc Fire and PK Fire are like the most annoying moves to me. Holy Water actually doesn't bother me as much as them. Because Arc Fire is really easy to aim. Holy Water's not that easy to aim, although it's really easy to lead trap with. And then, I like using PK Fire to confirm into stuff, but I don't like spamming PK Fire. And I don't like being hit by spamming PK Fire. Like using PK Fire to confirm into back throw. I do like the fact that Ness can do that. But I don't like just being hit by it every 3 seconds, just because you want to get in some damage for free. Even with SDIing. And that's kind of the same way that I feel about Arc Fire. But it's just that Arc Fire confirms into down special, and I hate down special on Robin. That move annoys me more than Arc Fire does, and PK Fire. Because not only do you take like 30%, but then Robin heals like the same amount of percent that she did to you, all because you got hit by Arc Fire, or you can just confirm it in up smash. I don't mind that as much because you actually die instead of just get hit and stuck. And then you just have to live instead of getting to restart your stock. But as you can see, I was just hit by light for like 0.1 second and lost a lot of health. Although Robin didn't really gain any health back, so I don't really mind it. I should have short hopped that. Maybe I should force Robin to approach. I mean, she could just charge her neutral B up all the way, and then I'd have to approach. Or just try to jump out of the way of the neutral B. Let's see. Nope. So yeah, that seems to be true for Dark Samus, compared to Samus. With Samus, there's enough hit stun for them to be able to block the second hit of neutral special. Did she just get that fully charged? That means I'm gonna have to play really defensively here. Or just kill with forward air. Either one works. What time is it? I might set up an arena actually. If anybody wants to play. Or whatever. But until then, I'm just going to be playing in the background. Getting in some more practice with my Samus and Dark Samus that I'll probably never touch after this challenge unless I do an Iron Man. That's kind of how I feel with DK. Or if I feel like counterpicking. Oh yeah, this matchup is not that great for Dark Samus. What's weird is the fact that Olimar can just forward, like, he can throw the pigment at me when it's in the direction I'm facing. Like, I got it to land on the back of my foot there, which is really good. But if it's on the direction that you're facing, then it can make it where you just cancel your charge shot, even if you fully charge it, because you just hit the pigment instead. So getting it on your back like that is much better than getting it on your face. And then killing the purple would be nice, but I'm not going to be able to do that, and Olimar's going to save it. If you don't know, purple Pikmin are incredibly powerful, and pretty broken actually. They turn his up smash into an up smash that goes from doing 20% to 30%, which can be comboed into up air for like a 50% combo off of 2 hits. Not to mention the fact that he can just throw a Pikmin on you while hitting you with the up smash to up air combo for even more percent over time. So that's why Olimar is a good character. Although its disadvantage isn't that great. Especially if you're underneath him. Or above him. I mean, above him, he does a lot better than if you're underneath him, I guess, because he's got up air. He literally just parried all hits of up air. And you have to parry all of those hits individually. Like, that's not just he parried one of those hits and then auto-parried. That's him parrying every single one of them individually without failing. So now I'm just scared. Oh yeah, that doesn't affect yellow Pikmin, does it? Because this is an electric attack. It shouldn't affect them, at least. Why can I not hit this one with up air? I'm living, because I'm heavy, and I can DI. But if he hits me with up smash, I'm dead. Or up air. Oh. Let's be safe, or not. Okay, so it wasn't with the purple there, so we're good. If that was with the purple Pikmin, I would be very dead. To give you an idea of how broken purple Pikmin are. Like, I wouldn't be able to DI it at all. It'd basically like be getting hit by that down smash there. If he would have hit me with an up air at 180. Or with the purple. Or whatever he hit at. It was like 160, I think, and it turned into 180 after I got hit. I was expecting him to jump a little bit earlier than he did, actually. Oh, it's on my foot. There we go. Oh, Nair didn't work. Up air? Yeah, up air's gonna kill them. Or kill the red one, at least. I don't really mind the white ones that much. They don't do that much damage. Because they have more range on the throw. I should have delayed that. And then just fast followed and punished his air dodge. There we go. Got him to stop following me. There we go, just drop some bombs down, make him mix up his approach. That's kind of a good thing you can do with bombs, is just force people to approach you a little bit slower. And then maybe punish their approach option. But as you can see, the Pikmin was in front of me, so my charge shot just disappeared. Even though it was fully charged, and it would have done massive damage, Olimar just kind of stood there because he knew it wasn't going to hit him. So that's why Olimar does really good against Samus. And Dark Samus. Especially Samus, though. Because Samus really struggles compared to Dark Samus. As Olimar's a little lower, so it's a little bit easier to hit stuff with Dark Samus as she shoots her projectiles a little lower. Fell out of the first hit of forward air, not up air. Not of third hit. That's because the platform was there. The first time he fell out because he just fell out. And then Nair killed at 180, so I had some reach. As you can see, against like Olimar, Dark Samus is going to do fine. But I'm going to show you what I think is their worst matchup. And it's like one of the most unenjoyable fights in this game. Like, I spent 30 minutes just practicing this fight, and I'm still probably going to lose. Because of how bad this fight is for Samus. So yeah, first of all, Splat Bomb's invulnerable to any attack, pretty much, except Simon and Richter's projectiles. They can make it not invulnerable. Samus is, I mean, not Samus, but Inkling has hit me with like 3 moves, now I'm at 83%. Have to play aggressively against Inkling, who definitely shines in close quarters combat. With like aerials and smash attacks, kill setups with roller. Able to catch her with the forward air there. That was just a random fair. Wait, I think it's why I caught her so well. Oh, that bounced me off the stage. So yeah, I missed a lot of charging opportunity there because I got thrown off the stage by... Oh no, I'm dead. That sucks. But yeah, as you can see, Inkling has literally the best and easiest kill confirm in the game to set up. Although, if you shield it, you get 50 frames of punish. The thing is, Samus has so much in-lag on all of her attacks that would be great for punishing, that it doesn't really matter if you can punish it or not. So you basically have an entire second to punish Inkling for trying to roll against your shield. Which is still not enough. It's how good Roller is, pretty much. Because they can just do stuff like that. I really don't like the fact that they can cancel the punish of Roller by jumping or whatever. Or, like, she did that because it's a really good option to do. You can just not cancel it, and it baits out people that think you're going to cancel it. But yeah, this is honestly Samus' worst matchup. It's a lot of characters' worst matchups, but Samus in particular, I find really struggles. Because she's a character that struggles to get in. You can just use Splat Bombs to keep her out. Or if she does get in, then just use Roller. But that's kind of just Inkling neutral anyway. Basically, Inkling's entire neutral is just a counter to Samus' neutral. It's how it works, but stuff like that can happen on Kalos, or Prism Tower, not Kalos. It's in Kalos, so that's why I got that confused. If you don't know, Kalos is where Pokemon X and Y took place. And there's another stage, being Kalos Pokemon League, that also took place in the same region, is what they're called. Like the latest game, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, that was in Kanto, which is the first region. Kalos was the 6th region. The newest region was Alola. That's been released at least, but then there's also like the Galar region for Sword and Shield, but that game hasn't been released yet. Just had to take a stock and left. I understand completely. You can actually change the victory screen of this by taunting at the end whenever it says game, and just touching one of the D-pad directions. You can change what the victory screen is. But I don't really know what the options are. So yeah, that's the worst matchup for Samus, and I was able to get it on the first try, so that's pretty good. Or I guess I can try against Lucina, because a lot of people say that that's their worst, but I think Inkling is much worse. Lucina or Cloud would be good here, although Cloud kind of struggles to recover, so much more so than Lucina does. Look at that speedy buffered back roll. Oop. Poke. But yeah, because there's 2 of them, I'm just gonna have this section be like a gameplay part, and then the last part be the guide part of Samus and Dark Samus. So I'm gonna be playing as Dark Samus more than Samus, and then just doing the guide as Samus. And then I'll kind of go over my playtime in a few minutes of, like, how much this has affected my character's playtimes just by doing this challenge. Because Samus was at 3 hours last time I looked, but it should be like about 4 or maybe 5 hours now. And I kind of had to take a break around like 1 o'clock, because I had a headache, so then that's why the stream was so delayed. Or not just because of the headache, but then I had to do some stuff after that, before I could start streaming. But I would have streamed around 12, I just had a massive headache. It was probably a migraine, but not really sure, because it wasn't that bad. I just couldn't really think straight, so I knew I wouldn't be able to talk and be calm if I was losing, or whatever. And one thing I do like about Samus and Dark Samus, I guess, that I haven't really talked about much is their punish game. It's kind of insane with charge shot. So, although I should have done it a little bit faster there, I wasn't sure if she was going to roll in or out. Because if she rolled out, she was able to shield, but if she would have rolled in, then that shot would have hit. Basically, it's the difference there. But yeah, there's nothing I could do there. I knew she was going to go for an edge guard and just hit me. So, if I would have air dodged, I wouldn't have been able to grab the ledge. CPU's really, or they edge guard really well. Not really edge guard well. If she wouldn't have air dodged, I think that would have sweet spotted. So I don't really understand the sweet spot on the down air. It's kind of strange. Like, obviously it's going to sweet spot at the bottom, where the arm is like all the way down, like I'll show. So let me go. I was gonna go frame by frame. Okay, so let's go frame by frame here. So obviously, like right here is gonna be where the sweet spot is, but I'm pretty sure you can sweet spot it like around here-ish. But once it gets to like here, I don't think it'll sweet spot. I think that's when it becomes. Yeah, it should be back then. Sorry about that. Oh, back here missed. Had to recover really low there. Yeah, she punished that really well. As I said earlier, they edge guarded pretty insanely, for CPU at least. Especially level 9 ones, they'll do crazy stuff. Is that gonna kill? No. That will though. Made it where if she missed the ledge by up being, she would have died. So she just had to not up B until it was too late. And then got really low on down smash there. I think that was just barely out of range of down smash, but I did it too early anyway, so I couldn't really tell. Made it a small one. See, small charge shots have their advantages, but the larger ones are much better. I'm pretty sure you have less in lag for small charge shots. And I'm pretty sure they're also safer on parry and shield. You just throw out a small one compared to a larger one. They're obviously safer to counter because of how counters work. Like if you get it countered as the Samus. I mean, that tech in read there. She can't tech, but she can air dodge still. I didn't mean to up smash, I meant to up tilt, but it still worked, so. I caught her with the last few hits, so that's good. If I would have missed that, she could have just fared me, and I'm pretty sure I would have died. But honestly, that matchup's not as bad as Inkling. I'm just playing really well at the moment, compared to how I was earlier. I guess this was my headache was starting to form then, so. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and end the stream here, as no viewer battles have happened. And I played Samus and Dark Samus some, showed off some of the stuff that I've learned by playing them. Tomorrow is Yoshi, I believe. Let me double check that real fast. Yeah, tomorrow we got Yoshi. I'll probably be using my purple skin, but I could use this one a bit. And then Monday, Kirby, Fox Tuesday, Pikachu Wednesday, Luigi Thursday, Ness Friday, and Falcon and Jigglypuff on the weekend. Jigglypuff's gotta be hard, so Falcon, he's gonna be a bit easier because I have like 10 hours of Falcon. He's just not that great of a character anymore compared to Smash 4. Like, he's not a bad character by any means, but he just gets... Like, all the stuff that Falcon was good at in the previous games and that he's good at in this game, it just gets outclassed by characters that can do it better. So yeah, let me go look at my records, as I said I was going to earlier. So I had like 3 hours with Samus last time I looked. That could have been a lot sooner than I think. So let's see. Now Samus is at... Yeah, 349. So that might have been sooner than I thought. And then Dark... Yeah, Dark Samus definitely went up, because she was at like the lower 40s, and now she's at 323, or I guess it, because it's a match grade, but it's at 323. Where's my Yoshi? And it should be pretty low. So we can compare it for today and tomorrow, so you can just see how much I've played. But Yoshi's at 318, so it's pretty low. I mean, compare that to my top 10. Which now Link's on the top 10, because I gotta play a lot of him. I gotta play 5 hours of him, I believe. At least. Could have been more, but I doubt it was less than that. And then Ness is going to go up a lot, because I like playing Ness, because I can do a lot of cool stuff with Ness. I just can't recover, so I'll have to work on that some in training mode before I start doing Smash with Ness. But yeah, this is going to be it for this stream. I guess I have to see everyone in the next one. And it looks like there was a frame rate drop. When did that happen? 42 minutes ago, so yeah, it looks like we're fine. So yeah, I guess I have to see everyone in the next